when it comes to mixed operations, we're going to remember our rules in addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, but we will add also a very important rule that says you have to round at the end. What do I mean by this? Best way is to do an example. So if I have this number, I have 3.86 minus 0.18 multiply by 6.20. Well, I would have to remember that what I have here is subtraction, and subtraction goes with decimal places, the least number of decimal places. And this rule right here is multiplication, so this goes with the least number of sig figs. So here's what we do. We go on with the first number, and we subtract the 3.8 from the 0.18. So we say 3.8 minus 1 or 0.18. And you get a 3.62. Now, before you proceed, you need to remember that this has one decimal place and this one has two. And if you recall, we have to go with the least number of decimal places. So we actually need to go with 3.6. But we don't round now. We don't drop the 2. We still keep it. So what we do is we just put a line underneath to remind us that we have one decimal place if we were to stop. So then we go on to the next step, which is now multiplication. 6.2, I brought this down. And now the rule changes. Now we go by what? Sig figs. So we go, okay, well, how many sig figs does this one have? This one has 3 significant figures. But then we ask ourselves, how many significant figures does this number have up to the underline here? Well, that's only 2. So again, you might say, okay, no, I have 3, that 2. But remember, that 2 is kept here because we only round at the end. So what do I do then next? What you do is you multiply by the whole thing. You take 3.62 times 6.20, and then you round at the end. So we need to go actually with 2 significant figures, but we still multiply by the whole thing. So we get 22.444. But remember what I said, we need only 2 significant figures. So that means we have to stop at this 2 right here. Well, what comes after it is a 4. Therefore, it stays the same. So then our final answer is 22.